Let's start with the obvious. The name Murder Inc. wasn't just some catchy label branding. It had weight, it had power, and for a while it had the streets in a chokehold. But with that power came scrutiny. And when you start making millions, especially when your money is moving through all the wrong hands, the Fed starts watching. Now, here's where things get real interesting. Back in 2003, Irv Gotti and his brother Chris were hit with a massive racketeering and money laundering case. The government accused them of using their label to clean and hide more than $1 million in drug profits for none other than Kenneth Supreme McGriff, one of the most feared figures in the streets. The feds were convinced that Supreme was funneling drug money through Murder Inc. Allegedly, McGriff and his associates would deliver cash to the Gotti brothers, while Irv would make out personal checks from Murder Inc. to various accounts headed by McGriff. And you know, when the government comes after you with a case that big, they don't do it unless they think they have something. But somehow Irv walked away. Now, that might sound like a happy ending, right? But was it really? A case like that doesn't just disappear. What if Irv did make a deal? What if there were certain truths he was forced to bury? We all know Supreme didn't get the same luxury. He's now serving life in prison for 3 separate homicides related to his drug business. So did Irv just get lucky? Or did he know something so deep, so dangerous that revealing it would have cost him everything? And even if he never spoke on it, you gotta wonder, was the fall of Murder Inc. really about the beef with 50 Cent? Or was it something bigger, something the industry wanted to erase? Now, let's talk about Ashanti. We all know Irv was obsessed with her, and I mean obsessed. But what if I told you that the real reason he couldn't let go wasn't just about love? Think about it. He was married, yet he flaunted his situationship with her like it was a badge of honor. But what if it was more than that? What if Ashanti was the key to something deeper? Something about industry control, loyalty, and betrayal. See, Irv always made it seem like he discovered her, like he built her, made her a star. But the way he talked about her even years later felt possessive, like she was his, like he had some kind of claim over her. And that's not just about heartbreak, that's about control. And when she finally walked away, that wasn't just about a failed relationship, it was about power. Because if Ashanti left, she didn't just leave Irv, she left Murder Inc. And once she was gone, the label never fully recovered. Now, here's the wild part. There were always whispers that Ashanti saw things, that she knew things, and maybe things she wasn't supposed to know. During her interview on the Angie Martinez's podcast, IRL, Ashanti admitted that Irv Gotti was a flat-out liar and how he lied about a lot of things, and that whenever they were good and in a positive space, that the pillow talk could be a dangerous thing, and that there are so many things that she knows but doesn't have the desire to expose certain things. Maybe that's why Irv was so pressed to keep her close, because if she ever decided to really talk, maybe she could have exposed certain things that would have taken him down long before the feds ever tried. And the way Irv spoke about her, angry, bitter, like he had lost more than just a woman, what if what he really lost was his last line of protection? What if Ashanti was the one thing keeping some of his darkest secrets from getting out? So here's the thing about music powerhouses. Nothing happens by accident. Labels don't just fall off. And when they do, somebody let it happen. So when Murder Inc. went from running the game to barely surviving, you gotta ask, who pulled the plug? Irv always blamed 50 Cent and the beef that followed. And yeah, that kind of played a role. But what if the truth was more sinister? What if Murder Inc. wasn't just a victim of rap beef? It was a sacrifice. Think about it. When the government came knocking, when the industry started shifting, certain moguls like Diddy, Jay-Z, and the executives behind the scenes somehow always came out on top. But Irv, he wasn't built for corporate survival. He was reckless, he was loud, and too connected to the streets. He made enemies in places where silence is the only way to stay alive. What if Murder Inc. wasn't just collateral damage, but a warning, a message to others in the industry who might have been thinking about stepping out of line? Labels like Rockefeller and Bad Boy had their own dark dealings, but somehow they survived. But Irv, he didn't play by the same rules, and maybe that's why Murder Inc. had to fall. Maybe Irv wasn't just a businessman who lost his label. Maybe he was a man who knew too much and was forced to take the fall. And now, with some of the recent headlines that have been hitting mainstream media, from Diddy being charged for racketeering, conspiracy, and trafficking, to Jay-Z being accused of raping a teen with Diddy, maybe Murder Inc. wasn't just a victim of rap beef. It was a warning. A reminder that in this business, when you know too much, you become a liability. And if that's the case, then we gotta ask, what did Irv really know? What names did he never say out loud, and what secrets did he take to the grave, knowing that speaking on them would have made sure he never made it out alive? So here's the question. What really happened behind closed doors at Murder Inc.? What did Irv Gotti take to the grave? Secrets about money, crime, betrayals? Or was it something even deeper? Something about the music industry itself, the game that most of us will never really understand. One thing's for sure, the truth about Irv Gotti didn't die with him. It's still out there, hidden in the beats, buried in the stories, waiting for the right person to uncover it. The only question is, do we really want to know? One thing's for sure, in the world of hip-hop, the truth is never really what it seems. R.I.P. to Irv Gotti, the dawn of hip-hop. Well, that's it for now. I'm Annie, and it was nice talking to you. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see y'all in the next video.